Okay.
Welcome once again.
It's a Monday, isn't it?
It is.
Loads to talk about from over the weekend, but there was something we started discussing a little earlier on.
And I was actually surprised by the interest many men had in it. And some men say, oh, they saw it, they're like, oh, what kind of man is that? And then they moved on.
What are we talking about exactly? Which one now? Is it the lady? The pregnant lady?
Yes, now.
Oh,
why not the one that said you were even the one insisting on us talking about it?
Yeah, I was trying to help out the viewers here, but if you want to just keep going. But what's the story though?
Okay, you tell us.
No, so from what I gathered, just off the surface of the headline, it said that there was a lady who had to drive all the way to, I think, Aja to go and pick up her friend.
It was in Abuja.
Oh, in Abuja.
But that kind of distance of, say, going from Ipaja to Aja.
I get you.
Yeah.
In order to pick up her friend who was in labor.
Yeah.
Why did she need to pick her up? Obviously, to take her to the hospital. But then it was because apparently she and her husband had a row of some sort. I'm just a little confused.
You know, she's having a baby, and because they're quarreling, so
he didn't respond.
She had to call someone else to...
Did he not respond? Did she
So we do not have details as to whether he tried to reach out. We do not.
If she tried to reach out to him and he did not respond, then that's a very irresponsible husband. If she did not try to reach out to him at all, then that's a very irresponsible wife. Because
I agree, actually.
There is
having a child.
The most basic thing in any relationship, whether it's an office relationship or the institution of marriage, is one very simple factor, which is actually a nuance, quite frankly.
Yeah.
It's simply just communication. From communication, you get trust, loyalty, affection, empathy, and all the rest. But people fail to realize that communication is that big a deal, even if it seems like the most basic thing in any relationship. I can't imagine why, first off, she needs a friend who lives all the way, let's say Cairo, she lives in Utako, that you need a friend to drive all the way from Cairo to Utako just because you don't even have... Are you that bad a person that your neighbors can't even offer to help you and take you to
Wait, calm down.
There's a problem.
The neighborliness in this day and age, neighborliness has changed. It's not like before. Not everybody knows the people that live on their street. Not even everybody knows people that live in their estate.
That's a problem.
It is a
People
problem.
have been moaning recently about most of their friends relocating.
Exactly.
So maybe the ones around aren't
like I think I can count on probably one hand how many people I could call in the vicinity of where we live, for instance.
Okay, see.
And that's not, I don't believe you could blame the individual for that. I think it's just the way the society is just changing and evolving.
I blame the individual. I blame myself for not having more than 2 people proximate to me that I can call on if I need something, if I was in dire straits.
Okay, some would be on your payroll, for instance. Some would be on your payroll, like the security guards or the estate security,
hang on a
or
second,
someone from...
So
humanity is really going down the drain, and we need to prop it back up and help us help society. Because I can't imagine why I'd live in a compound and I don't speak with my neighbor, even if it's a good morning, hey, hi, or something very casual as, hey, you came back the other day with so-and-so. I was wondering if we could for just pure pleasantry and just casual talk. You need it because one day will come. You'll be going somewhere for 3 days and you need somebody to feed your dog. It's simple.
So the thing is, in most cases, not everybody is lucky with the neighbors. But since we're still talking about pregnancy and pregnancy-related issues, I remember something I saw. That's what I was just trying to find for you guys. So it was something someone wrote. The original poster said, my uncle told my aunt, pay me back the 20K I used to complete the hospital bills.
Wow.
It's not me who told you to deliver through CS.
What?
Wow.
And then someone quoted it, said, the woman that was beside me in the labor ward when I had my daughter kept shouting, Taiwo, that's her husband, please borrow me the money for the CS. I promise I'll give it back to you.
Oh.
She had been in labor since the day before. I met her there and I left her there.
Wow. Wow.
So these are, if we are talking about the man who abandoned, who the wife couldn't call for whatever reason, or maybe she called, he was like, beg, leave me alone. There are other issues. Women in labor that are being made to also suffer a lot of psychological things. And what many men don't realize is, what you do to a woman
during that
period, she would never forget.
Hey.
She can forget so many things before, she can forget so many things after.
She won't forget.
But whatever a woman goes through in labor, she would never forget.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's just that, there's that mental state that the woman is in at that point. If, for instance, the first person she decides to call is someone else apart from you, it's something there is a problem with that relationship. 1, 2, But the thing is, she's still thinking in the best interest of that child and herself.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a malicious thing or it's out of spite. I think it's because she believes that is in the best interest of that baby and herself at that point in time. The person that will help her get through this without stress, without any more pressure than she's already under.
Exactly, because sometimes people forget that labor also requires you being mentally present.
Yes, sir.
A woman who is not mentally present will not be able to push the right way, and that could cause problems.
They're both not ready for babies.
Probably not.
You could
probably
put it
not.
that way, but the baby is here.
If the person who's supposed to be that one person who's supposed to actually make that situation better is not your partner, then there is a big...
Mazino is struggling to understand how a man will say, you have to pay me back for
There are some partners that can't
then-
handle it, though. There are some men that can't handle it. They're the ones that faint in the labor room.
They can't handle
We've heard
labor.
of... They can, yes, there's
But
some
they
that...
could handle 9 months from before, huh?
No, but they could... No, but I'm being serious. There's
They
some
were all
men that
mad about
actually
that, yeah?
physically- And if you feel like your man can't handle it or he won't see you the same way, it might be another reason why she might make such a decision. This is not actually in the context of the story.
Titi, you said that it might not be a case of malice. She's just looking for whoever's going to make that.
Yes.
I cannot remove malice from that situation.
How?
Unfortunately, because I mean...
Even if it's your mom. Like, for instance, God forgive me, my mom is probably watching right now.
She definitely is.
I did not really want her to be in the room at that point. Because I understand how my mom takes over a space.
Your mom will want to take over
She
the
would
pants
take
for
over,
you.
she would want to be, on top of what every nurse is doing, what every doctor is doing. And I would rather the nurses and doctors be focused on me and not focused on trying to please my mom. So I know the person that I want in the room at that point in time. This is not that I don't love my mom, but I just know exactly who she is. And I'm like, if Mom is here right now, she might be the one to tell them what to do.
You know what's funny? My mom's a nurse. So whenever I have any medical procedure, I feel safer when she's there. I've never really thought of how she feels about being there. As we were talking now, I was just thinking about it. Is she happy to be there? Does she wish she could be outside the room? But I always feel safer since childhood when my mom is in the room.
So you go into labor, your water breaks now.
Yeah.
And you have only 5 Naira credits.
Wow.
Who will you call first? Your husband or your mother?
My husband.
5 Naira credit though.
Definitely. And then guess what? Because of and my mom.
I wouldn't call my mom.
So he is likely to call my mom immediately.
Yeah, he would do that.
Immediately.
So I'll call my husband first.
So the truth is, there's 2 ways about that. If my wife calls my mother, I would actually appreciate it.
So?
I'd actually appreciate it.
Because you don't want to know anything about it.
No.
Then why?
As in, now, the best thing a man could ever wish for is for that relationship between your mother and your wife. And if she decides to, this one doesn't have the stomach, like you say, to kick me aside and call my mother, and then, if everything should just happen, my mother should just call me and say, congratulations. I would actually appreciate that.
Listen.
But I have a question for Titi. So what did Oscar say when he woke up from the hospital floor after you had given birth?
Wow, really? He had a camera in his hand throughout the whole process. I have a video of the whole process. And it will never see the internet, but
he has seen your inside.
Yeah, he has seen what I look like inside. Inside out. And he didn't faint. And but the thing is, I changed in that room because as soon as the babies came out, I'm like, what are you still doing here looking at me for? Will you follow them? Will you follow them? Like, I turned to something else. I don't think, because I watched the video. And I was like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing with me right now?
Do you know, this has brought me to something else that I feel we should talk about some days soon, maybe tomorrow. This issue of DNA and why people have problems with it.
Oh, wow.
Personally, okay, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Mary, what a segue.
What?
Anyway, still talking about this, though. CS. People need to be educated more on CS. Caesarean section is not a cosmetic procedure alone. No.
Oh, wow.
Yes, some women can choose it. There's elective CS. But it is not cosmetic. For a man to feel his wife has to pay him back, or he feels, I cannot pay for CS, my mother gave birth through vaginal delivery, so you should have your baby naturally. Hello.
Let's talk about
when
that
the woman's
tomorrow,
life is at risk.
Let's talk about that tomorrow. But hey, everything we talked about today, you have an opinion as well, so do share with us. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let's know. We'd love to read from you guys. We will be back.